If you want to be able to buy the most expensive players and open the best packs in FC24, go to u7buy.com to buy your EA FC24 coins. It's cheaper than buying FC points and just as reliable. With their already amazing prices, you can get an extra 6% using promo code Inception at checkout. Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. So we're going to go ahead and check out the new evolution that EA ended up dropping today. And we're going to see who you can potentially improve. It's actually good that this evolution came out because we can start adding this into my outros for some of the videos that we ended up reviewing from some cards, because obviously we still haven't done a lot of the Premier League reviews, right? So let's check out some of the potential stuff that you can do. I don't even know what account this is. Anyways, evolutions. What is this one? It's a free one, I'm pretty sure, for that. Yes, this one. Team of the Season Champions Upgrade. So obviously you require a Team of the Season Champions player dribbling max 96, max 98 pace, and max 93 overall. Cool. Okay, so for this evolution, guys, you get passing, dribbling, and defending. Pace, shooting, passing, and physical. Oh, I have one in mind, to be honest with you. It's in Nkunku. Like, that's the one that enters my mind right away, personally, okay? Because of the fact you can even improve the small little defensive stats and stuff, it kind of helps. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of helps. Okay, so it's just playing with the card, which is interesting. So you can see that the one that is trending the most over here is Garnacho. I'm not against this, if I'm being completely honest with you. The reason being for this is because I have done a review for Garnacho, and I do feel like some stat improvements would definitely be a very ideal thing for how this card generally performs, because those small stat improvements, while being able to give him a marksman chemistry style, would definitely add to the card to kind of make him feel a little bit more responsive, have higher shooting capabilities, but having the higher base card stats for pace is actually a step in the right direction, because I still feel like you give him a marksman, right, to make his dribbling as perfect as possible. This card is a 5-star skiller with a 4-star weak foot, 5'11" height, so the stat improvements would definitely add to him, right? Because I think with pace, a lot of people usually have like really perfect pace, like close to 99 acceleration and sprint speed, so increasing that to be as high as possible is definitely very ideal. Obviously increasing some passing stats as well, some physical stats will definitely add to him too. So this is actually a pretty solid option if you did end up getting just the red version of it and you do want to improve it. That's why Evolutions has been a W. Honestly, the biggest W's in this game is the guy that did the L2 thing in the menus and Evolutions, right? But the rest of it is chucked. Anyways, but yeah, that's not a bad choice whatsoever. Honestly, I've done the review for Garnacho. It would actually be a pretty solid option because you feel like you want those improvements. I'll definitely mention that in the outro once we do the review specifically for him, right? The next card is Nkunku, right? So Nkunku was the card that I was thinking of just because I personally like this card a lot, right? So with this card in game, you would boost him up to be at a certain area, right? So I think beforehand, if it was just like this version over here, you would probably just go in the direction of giving him a hunter chemistry style, right? Because you want to increase his pace, you want to increase his shooting to be as high as possible, blah, 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 right? Now, with the improved version of that same exact card, right, you can now give him a hawk chemistry style. Sure, you're working with a little bit lower pace, absolutely, but your shooting is a little bit better when it comes to it being well-rounded, right? You get better shot power, your long shots is there, you're giving him that attacking positioning, all close to the 99 area, while also giving him the physical capabilities. Now, the reason why I think this card is one of the key options is because he actually has defensive capabilities in game. And when you guys see the review for him, once we put it out, because I have so much editing to do, it's been like 2 days for all this editing, for all the footage we're going to get out. But this card on a hawk chemistry style, with the pace being increased, with the shooting being increased, and the physical, it's really nice because I'll tell you guys this right now, that if you play a 4-3-2-1 system and you want to rotate to a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-2-2-2, this is the most ideal card to use. Honestly, I think the price range of this card as of right now, it's like 150, 160k. So incredibly cheap, honestly, for how he performs in game, because as the attacking oriented center mid, similar to last year, he performs very, very well in that area. So the fact that this card has both attacking and defensive capabilities, and you're improving a lot of areas of the card, definitely adds to him a lot, right? Because this is actually a very, very solid card in game. I enjoyed using him quite a lot, right? I think the price range, if you released Nkunku as an SBC for 150k, it would be dirt cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like that's in my opinion. So yeah, that would also be a pretty solid option if you want to kind of go down that route, right? Koman gets one as well. So obviously, if you did the SBC, that was during that time period. We now have the team of the season card. So if you do end up unlocking him in the champs upgrade, that is an option that you can go with. This Koman card is a 5-star player. I will say that he's a little bit strangely formatted though, right? I do have to see what this card is like in game, because those dribbling differences and the composure difference definitely adds to the card, but he also has a relentless and a whipped pass being added to this card, right? Not added, but that's what it is for the team of the season. So I would have to try this card out. I'm not 100% sure exactly what he's going to be like, because on the SBC card, it was decent, but it didn't feel like the type of card that would last like a super long period of time, right? Like for instance, I did the review for like team of the season Alvarez. I think that card is crazy, right? Same thing with like Konaténs, for instance, right? But with Koman, I have to see what he's like, because I know what his dribbling was like before, regardless of them giving him the 5-star. He does have the relentless. I wish they gave him a press proven. A press proven would have definitely been very, very helpful to work with. But who knows? Maybe this card surprises me in game and he performs significantly better than what I'm thinking, right? Because he is 5-star on this one. But the other one's also 5-star. It just depends on the play styles, right? Because this one has the rapid plus. I think that's the incisive pass or paint pass. I always get them confused sometimes, right? But yeah, it's obviously interesting for its own variables, right? So we'll see how he ends up performing. People end up packing him in their champs rewards. Javi Simmons could be a really good option to go with too. I'm not against this option whatsoever, because he's really, really well formatted for the Hawk chemistry style, especially with the improvements, right? So you'd be maximizing his pace, putting his shooting in a fantastic area, and you can also give him the extra physical capabilities, considering the fact that he also has defensive capabilities too, right? So this is a very similar situation to the Nkunku card, right? Where if you do end up packing him as one of your players in your champs rewards on a Hawk chemistry style, he has good pace, the shooting is there, the physicality is there, right? Passing also in a very good area, dribbling is in a good area too. I'm curious to see how this card performs nowadays, because in comparison to the player of the month, or not the player of the month, excuse me, the Trailblazers card from back then when he was an SBC, this card has technical plus, right? So the evolutions has gotten to a point where, you know, you can improve him to be this high, right? But obviously with the newer rated version of his card, he gets technical plus, tiki-taka plus, and long ball, which I'm going to be honest with you guys, very, very good play styles to give him, right? So he's a very good choice by the looks of it as well. Not against that whatsoever. Boniface, by default, this will be for the physical type attackers, right? If you enjoy the physical type players and you give him a nice little cheeky engine chemistry style, he could potentially be very solid to use in game, because this card is actually formatted nicely for a physical type attacker, right? Because he has the press proven, which could help out a lot when it comes to the left stick dribbling in game. Who knows, right? And then there's also the fact that he's got the pace, he's got the passing while being a controlled lengthy player. So although they did not give him a 5-star weak foot, which definitely would have been really cool as a team of the season card, he's still well formatted too, right? It's a very, very solid card by the looks of it. As a physical type attacker, he could be a very nice card to use in game. I'm pretty sure you're gonna have to work with the left stick, but aerial plus, press proven plus, and power shot is some really cool stuff to be given, right? Rafinha, also another choice. Not against this as an option either, guys, because this card is formatted, in my opinion, for the marksman chemistry style, right? Because the marksman chemistry style gives him that dribbling boost, the shooting boost, as well as the physical boost. And with the base card stats being improved in multiple areas of the card, for a card that, again, you guys are going to have to correct me if I'm wrong in this, because this is a team of the season. It's a foot champs card. How does this... you guys know more than I do when it comes to this. How does this work if it's like a team of the season live card and then you get a foot champs card, and then that foot champs card, does that foot champs card even upgrade with this upgrade? Like, I don't know if that's been like cleared up at all, but I wish I could give you guys that information, but you guys know I'm on the game like that. So, but marksman chemistry style, I think would be really nice on the card. Honestly, he's pretty fun to use in game. I did the review for this card, and he was pretty solid to use. So obviously, with the improvements you can end up giving him, it would be a good improvement on him, right? Because I feel like he does need the extra stuff, especially with the initial Team of the Season live upgrades, and then afterwards, depending on how well they perform, right? But yeah, let me know in the comment section how that works, because I have a zero idea, to be honest with you. Let's see if there's anybody else that's like some bigger cards here, right? So there is Loftus Cheek, which is a good one. This is a very, very solid option as well. I like this one as an option. Loftus Cheek is a beast in game. Like when I did his review, he actually surprised me a lot. I was like, this card is actually a very competent midfielder. He's so perfect for that like stay back, cover center role. One of 3 center mids, or one of 3 midfielders, one of 2 CDMs. Like this card genuinely performs very good in game, right? And obviously, yet another card that if you give him the base card stats improvements, it would definitely add to him as well, especially on that Shadow Chemistry style, 4-star, 5-star, weak foot on the card, play styles. He has like really, really good stuff. Like that card for base mechanics performs very well in game, in my opinion, right? So some of these other options you could go with. Do I see people doing it? Not necessarily. Like there's a Santos card who's 5-star, 5-star. She looks pretty cool. She definitely needs the upgrade. I mean, she's formatted a little bit strangely. I'm not gonna lie to you, right? 5'3", but she is low on agility. And in this game, I don't care how tall you are. If you have a certain body type and you don't have the higher agility and balance, it's a little bit chalked, right? Zaha. Honestly, Zaha is actually quite usable in game, like 100%. This is not a bad card whatsoever. You give him the marksman chemistry style, high work rates, 5-star, 4-star, more than usable, right? More than usable to boost. But I think this one will be a little bit more sentimental for some people. But yeah, no, he definitely can play really well in game. Kudus is another option. I think this card will be more for the West Ham fans, especially on the marksman chemistry style, to boost the reactions to be as high as possible, as well as the shooting. What does the Maestro give him? Nah, it has to be a marksman, I think. Gotta boost that finishing to be as high as possible. So yeah, you could go down that route as well. And then there's obviously players like Gidasi and stuff too. And yeah, but the top choices, guys, they definitely make the most sense. I would definitely... Koman, I can't say 100% yet. I would probably replace Xavi Simons with the Koman card in regards to popularity, but like I'm not against these popular choices. Like Garnacho makes a lot of sense because the base improvements would definitely be very, very important for him. And like I said, I did the review for the card. I have the footage at some points when we get all that done. I'll show you guys what's up with that. And Nkunku, very, very solid option as well. Then Simmons and Koman would definitely be very good ones too, right? But the rest of them will be down to the person depending on how they feel and whether or not the Team of the Season live is still affected on these cards. Because I could not tell you. I actually have no idea. But just wanted to hop over to FootWiz real quick because they obviously show you all the options that you could potentially go with, right? Because there's a few cards here that actually wouldn't be bad choices either, right? Depending on whether or not they have like good base characteristics, right? So a card here that could be very solid in the center back position is the Schlotterbeck card, right? Schlotterbeck is a high work rated player on a shadow chemistry style. He would get some significant improvements that I can't see. So let's see here, Schlotterbeck. So Team of the Season, it would be this one, and then the evolution on that one. Right. So listen, shadow chemistry style, right? 99 acceleration, 96 for sprint speed, defensive stats put into a better area, but your base card stats for physicals being improved, other areas being improved, dribbling and stuff as well. This actually looks like a pretty solid option, not bad whatsoever. He actually has very good play styles, right? So he's got Jockey Plus, Anticipate Plus, Power Header Plus, Long Ball Pass, Block, Intercept, Slide Tackle, First Touch, and Aerial. So he actually does have all of the very important play styles for him to actually perform well in game. How much is this card? Makes sense. That makes sense. Because he actually looks very good. I would be surprised if this card was not good in game, to be honest with you. Because he's formatted very nicely. Like I said, with the improvement that you can end up giving him, this is a very good option too. I think it for me is one of the top options, to be honest. I think as a center back, he looks very, very nice. So it's important that we go here to actually check out some of the upgrades you can do. So you can do it with you can do it with Millard too. The thing is, guys, if you're a 4-star main attacker up top, it'll be down to the person whether or not they're okay with that, right? It depends on how you feel personally, right? McAllister gets an upgrade as well. Honestly, giving him all the extra stuff wouldn't be a horrible decision. Would it be a horrible decision? Let's see here. So I have to go over here because they actually show the full upgrades on this. So it'd be this one and then the Team of the Season Champions upgrade, right? So that's what the card would do. All the extra stuff that you give McAllister is a huge help. It makes him significantly better as you continue to improve him, right? Shadow chemistry style, defensive stats, he's got shooting, he's got passing, he's got dribbling, he's got physicality. This is where evolutions is a W, right? Because if you want to have the best variation of a McAllister card, you go with this and you're working with a significantly better player in game who, by the ways, also has very good playstyles to work with, right? More so on the regular ones than the playstyle pluses, but the playstyle pluses in certain situations would actually be very helpful, right? But I mean, imagine a card like this playing as your attacking oriented center mid in a 4-3-2-1, or playing as one of 3 midfielders in a 4-3-3 formation or something like that, right? Like this card would do really well. And I know this because his previous version, the Showdown, once it was the Showdown Plus version of that, was really, really nice, right? So with McAllister, I'm not against that choice, especially if you are a Liverpool fan trying to improve the players in that sort of way, right? Granit Xhaka also gets an improvement too. So let me see what this card looks like, because his links are like the hardest part to work with, right? Because he's from well, Leverkusen at this point wouldn't be as bad because they're gonna have really good players. They probably have like Grimaldo, Frimpong and stuff, so it's not as bad to work with, right? 300k for this card. He has no intercept, but he has incisive pass, anticipate, and slide tackle as the playstyle pluses, and then he also has a few different things here and there as well. So not a poorly formatted card. It'd be interesting to see what he'd be like in game, to be honest with you. There's actually a pretty decent amount of options. These cards I don't care too much about. White could be okay. Gabriel definitely needs the improvement, so giving him the improvement would be a really big deal in my opinion to make him a little bit better, right, for the current meta of the game. So Gabriel would be this one right here. Then the evolution on him, right, would put him in a significantly better area because the initial pace on the card was in a lower area. So increasing that would be very important for the current meta of the game. And it actually makes him very competent, right? He's got great play styles to work with in the defensive position. So those improvements would make him more than competent to use in the current meta as well. But then there's like some really big options here that I like as well, right? So one here is Malin. So unfortunately, this card doesn't get 5-star, 5-star. Because from the previous, I think it was the evolution, I was like a 5-star, 4-star, or 5-star, 5-star, something like that. It was definitely cool for that card, right? Malin on this one, as a team of the season, would look like, oh, not this one, excuse me. So you go here on Malin, right? And then you go to the evolution on him. So first of all, the team of the season is like 227k, probably going to keep going lower as well. People are disliking this card because they definitely could have done a better job with him. I'm not against that whatsoever. The evolution would improve him to be in a better area as well. And he looks like he's formatted for a marksman, I would say, right? Increasing the dribbling to be as high as possible, as well as the shooting and physical. But he's 4-star, 4-star. People have kind of reached the point in the game where they kind of want to work with a 5-star something, right? Either whether it's skill moves or weak foot as much as possible in the current meta. And then there's obviously Tapsoba as well too, who is from a Leverkusen, or he's also from Leverkusen. He gets some pretty significant improvements too. I'm searching Leverkusen. That's how you know I'm fried. Tapsoba, you go to the Champions version, evolution on him, good improvements in the card, controlled lengthy, shadow chemistry style, puts his defensive stats in a very good area, good physical capabilities as well, dribbling stats in a decent area, and then play styles wise, he has intercept, block, bruiser plus, long ball pass, anticipate, intercept. Like he's got some solid stuff to work with too. So as a center back, you really can't go wrong with that as well. This is going to be a re-upload of a video. It's within the first like 5 or 10 minutes, but I just want to make sure that I clear up all the cards that actually make the most sense for this meta, because there's going to be a bunch of options. There's not going to be just like 1 or 2, right? Romero, also another option you can go with too. This would be a pretty solid option to go with. Reason being for this, because for Romero's card, increasing his pace to be A little bit higher would definitely be a very ideal situation while giving him that shadow chemistry style to make him a mostly lengthy player. 96 acceleration, 93 for sprint speed. Massive stat increase in the defensive department, making him essentially perfect. But it's the base card stats in some areas of the card that would definitely be a huge help for him as well, right? Because the card is working with better physical and stuff too. So that could be a pretty solid option too. There's cards like Otamendi, you know, that's more for like sentimental if you want to kind of go down that route. Marino, trying to see some of the bigger ones here. Jonathan Klaus would not be a horrible one, to be honest. Wouldn't be a horrible one because this guy in the right back position actually performs quite nicely. In his case, I mean, they gave him a guardian on this one, but I would personally still give him a marksman or an anchor because I think his pace needs to be perfect at this point in the game. Right there, controlled explosive. Yeah, maximizing the pace I think is always going to be the most important thing, to be honest. I could see why they still give the other one though, because it does give a good boost to dribbling and defending and stuff. So I'm not completely against that, but I don't think it's going to be like a top choice for sure. Bisic is going to be one that people are going to look into a lot because obviously his improvements would definitely be some very, very solid stuff, right? On a shadow chemistry style, 99 acceleration, 98 for sprint speed. Again, I'm not exactly too sure exactly how the Team of the Season live cards work, but if they upgrade with this, and then I could give them an anchor or something, that'd be kind of cool. But I don't know if they, I don't think they do, or else that would be a little bit crazy, especially for a card like this, because imagine he's getting upgrades in the future, and then you can just give him an anchor chemistry style, and this card is just, not even an anchor, you can give him an engine. Yeah, you'd probably just give him an engine, actually. Bisic, though. The fact that that's even a choice is kind of crazy. What else do we have here? Javi Simmons. Okay. There's always going to be options that you can go with that are like the less meta choices. Do I think people are going to go for them as much? Not necessarily. St. Max is the St. Max is the other one too. St. Max gets some pretty significant improvements as well. I probably wouldn't go with that chemistry style. I'll probably go with a marksman, to be honest, because the dribbling doesn't really get improved by all that much in that other card. But on the marksman over this card, it would put him in a very good area. First touch plus, quick step plus, and long ball pass is definitely very solid. Yeah, St. Max looks pretty cool. This is a nice card. He's 5-star, 5-star as well. I didn't end up reviewing his card, but I could see him being very, very solid to work with, right? Especially since you are increasing his dribbling to be a little bit more responsive. You give him the extra physical capabilities, better finishing capabilities as well. That would definitely be a nice one too. St. Juice, Zaha. And let me see if I missed out on any of the bigger ones here. David Costa and Sobosloy. Sobosloy, again, I'm not exactly too sure how the Team of the Season live cards work, but I will say that improving Sobosloy in the base card stats for dribbling is important. But that's more for like the Team of the Season live and then Team of the Season live upgrade, right? But yeah, there's also like cards like Ollie Watkins to make him more usable as well, because you know he's lacking in like certain areas for him to be like really nice, but the improvements is definitely a huge plus to make him as usable as possible. I just don't think he's going to be like the top tier meta choices, because people are going to want to have the 5-star minimum in something, unless it's like a midfielder that they'll be improving, right? Yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I will try to get those EPL reviews out as quickly as possible and then start working on the Bundesliga cards whenever we can get down to that. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today. I'll catch you guys for next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.